What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today we're going to be checking out the Every Life Matters DLC for 911 Operator. I missed this game the last time it came through. I just didn't have time to cover it, but I've played a little bit in my own free time. I think I've got about 10 or 15 hours played just in my free time, like playing late at night. And I found this game to be a pretty fun little management game. So boop, boop, it's time to saddle on up. We are going to be the popo, we're going to be the fireman, we're going to be everybody. And so let's play the game here. Now we can go in free mode. We can play pretty much anywhere we want to. You can actually download games from the internet, and it'll download a map and convert it into the game, and you can play wherever you want to. We got everywhere from my home stomping ground over here, San Francisco, to Honolulu, which is where my family's from. We've got Kapolei, which is in Hawaii as well. We got Chicago. I mean, pretty much anywhere you want to play. I mean, you can put in anything inside of here. So let's go for, I don't know, let's go for Sacramento here. And after a very short download, we've got Sacramento on the list right now. And that's one of the coolest things about this game is you can really do it with anywhere. We can go with Paris. So we'll download that. I'm showing this. There you go right there. Really, Paris has 2 million people. That's surprising. I didn't think Paris was that big. I figured like 1.5 million or so, but 2 million people, huh? Pretty cool stuff. What's the city of the day? Guangzhou. Okay. As far as London, 8 million people. Damn, London's a lot bigger than I thought it was too. Huh. We can do Dubai. I mean, you can really put... I mean, my point stands that when you get this game, you can play it in any city that you want to play inside of. I mean, pretty much anywhere you want to go on the planet, it'll come up. Even small cities. If you put in really... Well, I didn't want Hong Kong, but it's going to download it now. So apparently we're going to do Hong Kong. And there's Hong Kong as well. Oh, apparently we're playing Hong Kong. That works for me. Let's do Hong Kong then. But yeah, you can download even small cities. So if I wanted to do something from around here, like Vallejo, or if I want to do something like Richmond or Hayward or Oakland or any city that you really want to do, those are just cities from my area. If you wanted to do that, you could totally do that. I mean, if you wanted to be part of the sprawl, that's fine. You want to do Van Nuys, you want to go down south and, you know, do like San Fernando or whatever it is you want to do, you can do that. So this is the interface right here. You can even play the game in your own town. I played it in the game where I played a game where I was doing the city that I grew up in. The crime was a little over the top. My city was really, really small. It only had like 120,000 people. But yeah, there was shootings and there was all kinds of crazy stuff when I was playing in my hometown. So we start out with, we've got a motorcycle cop, and apparently they're riding around all dick butt style. Let's maybe throw one of them in the van. We'll use them as a first responder for things, because if you're on a motorcycle, you can't arrest people. We've got 2 riot vans in here, so that's pretty good stuff. We got a couple of ambulance vans, and then we have a medevac helicopter. Do I not have access to fire? I was going to say, I should have fire department too. So we've got a couple of fire trucks, and then we've got an engineering truck down here as well for dealing with stuff like down power lines or pulling cars out of ditches, things of that nature. We start the game out with $13,000, which we can spend on pretty much any of the vehicles we want to have over here. It's $50,000, though, for a police cruiser. Obviously, things are going to be a little expensive for us over on this side. However, what I would prefer to do is let's iron out this force a little bit. Considering the police are the ones that tend to get in the most trouble, let's go ahead and we are going to take... We want somebody that can drive in all of these as well. So he's 79 driving, 86 marksmanship. We want to swap her in as the driver. So where's a driver at right now? Hold on. Let me pull out all of my officers for a second. And with all of my officers pulled out, there we go. We want to focus on somebody that has good driving. So that's an 87% driving right there. So she's good for that job. Driving right there. We've got a decent driving skill right there. And then we've got okay driving skill right there. And these 2 down here, what are you good at? 84 and 92. Man, he's an all-star. Okay, good for him. Since I'm going to be responding to dangerous jobs with my police vans, my riot vehicles, we're going to go ahead and put anybody with good marksmanship inside the vans. Because I think they'll have a better time over there. We're going to be using them for heavy respondent stuff, so it'll work out. Marksmanship, put you inside the cruiser, so we got somebody who can shoot and somebody who can drive, and then we'll just fill these out with a couple of scrubs over here. People that are not amazing at their jobs, but they're not terrible either. Down here, we have extra paramedic staff. I would suggest that we assign that. So I'm going to put him inside the car, and we're going to put her inside the car, and her over there. Perfect. And then we want to fill out our fireman slots as well. So let's go ahead. And I'll probably just drop a couple of you inside of there. Look at him. He's like 8 years old. He's so excited to be a fireman. He's like, I always wanted to be a fireman. Well, maybe someday when you're older, they said. But no, he's the Doogie Howser of firemen. Man, that's an old reference at this point. But either way, He's going in at a young age. He's taking care of it. As far as equipment goes, we've got a bunch of pistolas. It's pretty much all that we've got, and most of those are going to be confiscated from the officers that we unassign. So let's go ahead and put a pistol on everybody so that they can defend themselves. Usually a pretty good idea. I like to put bullet vests on people. Be aware, though, that if you arm all of your officers with lethal firearms, chances are situations are going to end up with a lot of casualties. That being said, I don't want my officers walking into situations where, you know, somebody might have a gun and we get an officer shot instead, and so I prefer to put a gun on everybody. If you wanted to avoid and give them a little bit of extra HP, you can give them bulletproof vests. We can't really afford that right now. Those things are $1,500 a piece. Pretty expensive. Other stuff that we can do, we've got a system terminal right there. Reduces the time in resolving cases. Might be interesting to have. Now, we have technical tools down here. We also have first aid kits for $3,000 a piece. I'm going to go with technical tools on our technical truck. So there it is right there. I'm going to put a system terminal on one of these little dudes over here. So there it is. And we basically spent all of our money. We want to save a little bit of money in order to make sure that we've got some money to call in backup or reinforcements if we need them. But aside from that, I'm pretty happy with what we've got going on. I don't think we have any extra vehicles around, and so that's going to be our kit up period. Let's go ahead and do this thing. Let's start our duty off. So there it is. This is our city right here. We are in Hong Kong. And so we've got, looks like we've got two separate little areas that we've got to police over here. I don't know if we're going to have to go over and into that area right there, but if we do, that's going to kind of suck for us. I'm going to have her head kind of over that way, and I'm going to have an officer kind of head over that way on patrol, and we'll kind of just wait this one out. Now, this place is going to have some pretty interesting challenges, simply based on the fact that it's a big city and there's a lot of stuff going on. So we got our first call over here. A driver is behaving weirdly, probably under the influence of alcohol. Let's go ahead and send a squad car after him. Actually, that squad car will probably get there quicker. You go back over to that side, and I'm going to drop that. We will wait, and let's get the game running right here. So our first call has been responded to. This is from the Every Life Matters DLC. You can actually call in SWAT teams and stuff like that. You can call in the National Guard if stuff gets super out of hand. Just keep that in mind. You can do that. Let me pause the game up real fast. We have a new incident around. It looks like it is a police/medical emergency. We'll take care of that in just a moment. We can call in these guys right over here. We can do that if we end up getting into trouble. We don't really need to do it right now. I don't recall what they cost. I think they have a reputation cost, maybe? I don't remember exactly, but you can call in more squad cars if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and they'll stay till the end of the day so that, you know, you don't have understaffing issues. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to have you respond over to here. Gangs are fighting outside using clubs. 4 suspects possibly armed. Let's go ahead and send them on over. I'm going to have him start working his way over this way, but we're going to have him show up after the fact and maybe clean up the mess, because this is more than likely going to get a little bit bloody. So we're tracing down a drunk driver over here. He's been getting in on that little bit of dranky drank. He took that joke too seriously. When they told him not to drink and drive, he might spill his beer. He was like, really? I'm not sure about that. So he decided to go for it anyways. On this side, we have 2 squad cars arriving. The little pips up above the top is how many suspects they have locked up. We have a call right now. So they're over here. They're trying to break up the fight. Reinforcements are going to arrive shortly. There it is. Perfect. Let's take the call.
911, what's your emergency?
It's burning here. Please, send help.
Okay. Address?
What's the address you're calling from, ma'am?
In front of...
What's burning, ma'am?
I don't know. It's probably a living room.
Could you be more specific, ma'am? Is the room in a house or an apartment?
Yes, the house is burning.
Okay.
Are you inside the building?
No, I'm on the street.
Okay. How big is it?
So, how big is this fire?
The flames are huge. They're shooting into the sky. It looks really scary.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sending the fire department right now.
Good. Bye.
There we go. Send the fire department on over. Don't ever click the wait button because that actually cancels the job out. So that was a fire truck, right? That wasn't an engineering vehicle? Yeah, my engineering vehicle's down there. It looks like over here they've got 1 suspect all taken care of. We need an ambulance down this way. It's a drug overdose. So in fact, I'll probably have that go there and you go there, and that should resolve the issue nicely. We have multiple wounded suspects over here. That's what the little blood drop means, is it means that they're bleeding out at the moment. They probably tried to attack the police, and so they ended up getting shotted. That tends to happen when you've got a club and you attack somebody with a gun. That seems to be, you know, what happens. If you give them pepper spray, they'll try to resolve things. Yeah, we need paramedics over here, please. Can I get paramedics over on this spot? How are we doing right now? Are we resolving this? There we go. So the paramedics are starting to clean up this person right here. And this stuff, I think they're trying to get the arrest done at the moment. Helicopter can go back to base. Okay, that's fine. Take them back to the hospital then. You respond over there. That's a epilepsy attack has occurred. Medical assistance is acquired. This is a game where you're going to feel overwhelmed every now and again, so be ready for that.
911, what's your emergency?
Hello? There's been a car crash.
Where?
Where did the collision happen?
Around...
Are there any injuries?
No, not hurt.
When did it happen?
Yesterday evening.
Sir, you don't call 911 for a car accident that happened yesterday.
The car's crashed at the doctor's office.
Sir, please contact your body shop or go to the nearest police station if you have any complaints.
Okay, bye.
Sometimes you just get calls that are there to shuffle you up. We can send somebody out to respond to that, but it's one of those things where we've sent a unit and, you know, they might be out of place. Now, seeing as these guys are starting to shuffle around a little bit, I'm not going to worry about it too much. We had an epilepsy attack over there. We have a fire over on this side. People are trapped inside of a broken elevator. Send the tech truck over there. They'll be able to, need a firefighter intervention for a technical job. Send them over. The tech truck will take care of that. We have new incidents. We have a fire up in this area. Neighborhood dumpster fire was reported, and its name was Tammy. Over here, we're responding to that. I'll probably have him pick up that call in just a minute. I don't know how long this is going to take. They're taking a report right there. It's only going to take a second. So we'll give it 30 seconds. Oh, we got another fire down there, too. All right. Well, send somebody out to respond. I can't guarantee we're going to be able to get down there. There's spilled chemical substances down there, which is a bit of a bummer. The point of the game is to earn as much reputation as you can. The better the reputation of your police department / emergency services, the more you get paid after each day for your budgetary services.
911, what's your emergency?
My car was stolen.
Where did this happen?
The car was in my parking lot near my apartment as usual.
What's the address of where this happened, sir?
It happened at...
Sir, are you sure you didn't park your car in no parking zone or at somebody's driveway or maybe a bus stop?
I'm sure I didn't. It was a normal parking place.
Okay, I'll send an officer when I have one available.
Thank you. I'll wait for them.
Yeah, good luck with that one. Whoa, who's got shots fired? He's got shots fired? There's 4 of you, and it appears to be okay, so maybe we'll send somebody over to there. We got a couple of people doing things they ain't supposed to be doing over here. On this side, we've responded to there. We have a new incident, which is on this side. I'm going to have you swing through right there first. It looks like gangs are fighting using firearms. Okay, nobody go over there just yet. We want the riot van on this. So, we'll send them off that way. And they are arresting people over here. My officer has been wounded, so that's a situation. But there's a gang war over here. We have people responding to that and trying to get it cleaned up. Those dudes have guns, though. Oh, they can't actually leave now. You're done right there. Help out with that. Respond and help out. We don't have any bullet vests. It looks like they've neutralized 2 suspects already, so that's fine. We'll go over here. Let me slow the game down for a second because I'm getting a little overwhelmed. And I've got you right here. Go ahead and go down that way. Let's take the call.
911, what's your emergency?
I just called to say I love you.
I'm going to go ahead and ignore that one right there. That was a false call. I can send somebody over to go and investigate that call if I want to and kind of just like rough them up or I don't know, whatever you do when the police go to check on a fake call. However, we all good right there? Get somebody to respond to that right there. They're picking up the wounded on this side, so that should be all right. They're putting out a fire over there. We have a new fire over here. They're trying to resolve that. It's going to take 45 seconds. We have a medical emergency over there, so we'll go ahead and respond to that one as well. How did this go over here? There's still a gang war going on. I don't like that my officers are over on this side. That concerns me a lot. I don't like that at all. This one is they're arresting somebody for something. I wasn't paying attention to what that case was. Unfortunately, I'm bad at my job. You get back up here. We have a police respondent. We have a police intervention needed. 1 suspect. A woman has been...
We're under fire. Need backup.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm sending more officers. I agree that 4 people with guns is probably bad juju. And so it looks like they've neutralized 4 out of the 6. And there's 2 more over on that side as well. We have a medical incident over on this side. It's another epilepsy attack. Apparently we have a lot of epileptics in town. Got to watch out for those flashing lights. Apparently this is... I know you're under fire. I'm trying to... I've given you every officer in the city so far. If 8 of you can't handle it, then I don't know what to do for you there. We are going to need a ton of ambulances over here. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. We got somebody... A group of vandals are demolishing public property. Y'all are going to have to take care of that. I don't know how to fix that for you. All of my officers have taken a little bit of wounding today.
911, what's your emergency?
Yeah, hello. There is a fight out in the street. Can you please send the police quickly?
Did you see if they had any weapons?
One of them picked up some kind of club.
Can you give me a precise address of the incident?
Yes, of course. It's at...
I'm sending emergency services right now.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, there you go. We sent somebody out to right there. The only downside right here is I'm actually going to call in backup, I think. Let's go for reinforcements. I can't actually afford any reinforcements, unfortunately. So we're a little bit stuck there. I'm just going to have to resolve things as they come up. We got a bunch of injured people over here, including our officers who have taken a little bit of heat here today. I'm going to have to start rotating ambulances in. Once they get everybody else... we've got a fire over here. And then a man is going to jump off the bridge. Okay, we'll take care of it. You got to give me a second, though. We've got a lot of stuff going on, and unfortunately... Good sweet lord, you guys are arresting and shooting everybody over here. If I can peel somebody off right here... Well, no, go hold him, please. We also need an ambulance over here. We have another epilepsy patient. Yet another one. Lots of epileptics out here right now. We also have what looks like a fire in a large building. People might be trapped inside. Okay, as soon as they can get to a hospital, I'll try to fix this stuff up. There is no backup, so if you're getting shot at, you're just going to have to resolve it. There's not much that I can do. As you can see, the game escalates pretty rapidly. The game gets pretty wild pretty fast. I would say, if I can pick one of you off of here, I need somebody to go up here and pick up the suspect from that call. You 4 should be able to handle whatever's going on here. We only need 1 officer to stay and keep an eye on that. A suspicious guy just offered something nice to buy. Okay, we'll wait on that one.
911, what's your emergency?
Hi, there's an unconscious man here.
Does he have any visible injuries?
No, I think he's not injured.
Where are you calling from?
Around...
Is he breathing?
Wait a second. Oh God, he's not breathing.
Is there anything in his mouth that's blocking his airway?
Well, his tongue looks like it's swollen.
Put one hand on his chin and your other hand on his forehead and gently tilt his head backwards. That should open his airway. Do you know how to perform CPR?
What? I don't know what that is.
Well, in that case, just wait for the ambulance to arrive. They're on their way.
Okay, I'll wait.
All right, so we have people fighting over here. They're under fire. I need another ambulance over here because things are just popping off right now. Oh, really? That call got canceled. Well, that was, I ain't got enough people to respond to the stuff that I got going on right now. It's a little stressful over here, in case you hadn't noticed. Then again, I assume most days that have to do with that kind of stuff are most days where you're dealing with criminals and also trying to resolve problems. These people are fighting with clubs, so I need this to be resolved as soon as possible. This is the downside. That's the downside to having officers on motorcycles, that they can't pick up perpetrators. So you don't really want them to respond to violent crime. Instead, you want them to deal with stuff like taking reports and things of that nature. Unfortunately, I got caught a little bit out of position. And so I need an ambulance over here. We have more people that need help down there. Unfortunately, the hospital is right there. There's no hospital on this side of the city. That's the major issue, is that this is the only hospital right here, which is kind of a weird position for it. Send out him to medevac somebody out. They needs medical transport. Yeah, they're working on it. Working on it. Send a medical transport over there. As soon as this gets done, we're already on top of that one, so hopefully we can resolve it. And we're out of time for the day, actually, if you look at our clock. How are you still under fire? Good Lord. God, just getting busted on.
Requesting support?
All right, so as soon as that one's done and that one's done, what we'll do is we'll try, there's a hospital right there. That's where they take the little pips to after they pick them up. I was thinking there might be a hospital over here, but I guess we're just not that efficient. Send medical help over to there because apparently something needs to get resolved. They're going back to the hospital, and we've only got one person on this side. Go ahead and medevac that person out, and then we'll take the final responding person, put them over on this side. And that's been resolved over there. They've picked up all of the bodies. They've cleaned them up off the ground. And so swing your way out there now that you've dropped off everybody that you were transporting at the hospital. And that was a day in the life of a 911 operator. I think this game's a lot of fun. It's very intense, and actually there's a lot of little events that come through on the phone. What the Every Life Matters DLC does is it adds more of that. It also adds modifiers to some of your campaign missions where, like, there'll be a riot, for example, and you've got to figure out how with a police force of 20 guys you're going to handle a riot. Or there'll be things like wildfires, stuff like that make the maps harder. And it seems to happen randomly as you're playing through. Like in one of them, there's like a music festival, and so you've got to provide security for the music festival, otherwise fights start breaking out all around it. And then somebody calls in a bomb threat on it, and you've got to successfully like investigate the bomb threat while you're doing other stuff. What we're playing here today is basically just a random city, and it takes calls randomly. And that's the entire thing. Whereas when you play the campaign mode, it's scripted. And there's all kinds of stressful situations. I've played, I think, the first 8 missions. I've done everything from Chicago to San Francisco to you name it. And every single one of them has had, like, a modifier on it that, like, changes the way it plays, essentially. Where, well, there you go. And they're arresting the remainder. And so in 50 seconds, we should be the hell up out of here. But the one that sticks with me is definitely the one with the music festival, because somehow you've got to provide security. You've also got to take calls from the rest of the city at the same time. And then somebody calls in a bomb threat, and it was just like, oh my God. It gets super hyped. It was probably one of the most stressful things I've ever done in gaming. Our total profit, so salaries were minus $8,000. We got $1,000 in fines because we missed a building on fire call. But we made $40,000 based on our reputation, which then you can take this and you can go back. It takes you to the loadout screen again, and now with $46,000, we can continue to grow our force, and we can keep doing more duties and just having a good time and playing the game. But that's not for today. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for an episode of 911 Operator. Every Life Matters. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I think the DLC is pretty cool. I think it's $6. It's like $5.99, and it adds a whole bunch of events and whatnot. So if you enjoyed the game originally, I think the DLC is definitely going to be something that you want to jump in on to expand your gameplay a little bit and make things more interesting, and also give you more options for how you want to play the game. My name is Splattercat. I play indie games on the internet every single day. If you wanted to, you can find me at twitch.tv/SplatterCatGaming every single day at 3 o'clock. And aside from that, if you wanted to support me, the best way to do that is just to click like underneath the video. It helps me with my exposure and keeping the channel going. Aside from that, if you wanted to support more, you can go to Patreon and you can get some cool bonuses there for doing that. And that's pretty much all I got for you today, all right? I will see you all later. Take care, everybody, and hi-do.